All right, so today I want to talk about things I have learned by being a hater. Hey, I'm Amy House, and this is a Growing Out Loud, Darlin moment where I hope to help you find just a little more gold in business and life. And one of the things that I have found through Growing Out Loud is that we learn from our past experience. And when we learn from our past experience and actually implement the things we learn, wow, amazing results happen, changes happen, and here we go. Whether or not you realize it, and in fact, for the longest time, I was in denial about this. We're what people call haters. In fact, all of us have this tendency. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not commenting on people's posts and saying hateful things about their opinions or making judgments about their lifestyle or doing any of the stuff, right? And most of us are not doing that. It's a few people out there that feel the need to express themselves in that way. But the majority of us like to think we're not haters because we're not doing that. But you are. Here's what the definition of being a hater really is. In the Urban Dictionary, hater is someone who doesn't necessarily want bad things to happen to the other person, but we just don't like it that the other person has it. We just don't like it that they have that success, that they drive that car, that they have the shoes, whatever it is that you're hating on them about. In fact, usually the thing that we hate on them for secretly is something very superficial. And I had to admit, I was a hater. You see, I didn't want bad things to happen to her. I just wanted the good stuff to happen to me. It wasn't really a form of jealousy as much as it was a deflecting of where I was and what I was doing and what I wasn't doing and what she was to get where she was. So there were 5 things that I actually learned from realizing that I was a hater. You know, it's true that success has a roadmap. That if you find successful people and you watch and learn from what they do and do those things too, you can have success. You'll see results. It's part of what Growing Out Loud, Darlin is all about. And here's the reality. When I began to realize that the very things that I was hating on her about were signs of her outward success, that the inward work that she had been doing, that those were the results of the outward success. And that if I paid attention to what she was doing, I could learn from her and actually learn faster if I could get over myself. She was part of the roadmap. The second piece was self-evaluation. I think one of the things that nobody likes to do is self-evaluation, because then we have to face our own junk in the trunk and deal with it. And most of us really don't want to deal with it because, that's painful. It's taking responsibility for ourselves, and sometimes it's easier to deflect on everybody else what's going on rather than take responsibility for ourselves. The third thing was drama. I liked to say that I was not into drama, that I avoided it at all costs, but I found myself getting anxious and upset and hating on this person secretly, because I certainly wasn't doing it outwardly, and it was creating drama within. And if our thoughts really do create our emotions, and our emotions create our actions, and our actions create results, then I was creating all kinds of drama inside that we're going to create drama out here. I had to learn that drama wasn't just what I was seeing, it was how I was feeling, and that I had control of inner drama. The other thing was emotional maturity. I mean, folks, there is a reality that we grow up in a society that talks about we don't want to do adulting, that adulting is hard, as if this is a stage of life that's new and we're the only people that are ever going to be adults. But the reality is we're adults a lot longer than we are children. We're adults a lot longer than we are adolescents. And emotional maturity, the faster we get it, the easier the processes are. Emotional maturity is about recognizing I'm in control of how I feel. I can choose how I react. And if I'm reacting to her in a way that's not quite so positive, even though she doesn't know it, and I'm not sharing it with the world in a public forum like social media, I still have to recognize that these are emotions and I have to deal with them. And maturity is about dealing with them. I had to get some emotional maturity. And finally, I realized that when she's sharing about her life, that when she's sharing on social media or in networking events or wherever I might encounter her, she doesn't care what I think. In fact, because I'm secretly hating on her, that it's silent, it's not out loud, and she's not even aware of it, even if it was, she doesn't care. She became this role model for me of what it means to own who you are and where you want to go and who you want to be and what you want to achieve. See, you need to realize that there's probably haters out there on you, that they're secret, they're not posting on your stuff. In fact, if you encountered them in public, you would probably never know that there's an element of that going on inside of them. Each and every one of us is a hater. But if we learn what that means and the 5 things that we can learn from it, it makes us a better person. I can now say that I can watch her social media, I can cheer on her success, and I can learn from her. That actually the process of hating her has become a process of me becoming a better person. And I'm excited for her success. Because if I harness the very same things she does, if I learn from her, if I choose to implement those things, I become the better person. Guys, if you've enjoyed today's content, and I hope that you have, I hope that you subscribe to this channel, that you're getting these notifications so that when we put new content up, you're seeing it. And if you want to follow me on Facebook or Instagram, just follow the links below and check me out on my website. I have services and products that might benefit you. Guys, I'm Amy House, and this was just another Growing Out Loud Darlin moment.